So why do I always hold a physical book on screen? The answer is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. In our increasingly digital world, physical media is becoming more and more sought out and more rare. And I just feel like holding a physical book makes the experience so much more real. It makes it so much more authentic, and it just is something that I love doing. I've always loved spending time in bookstores, browsing, picking up books, and flipping through the actual pages. There is something so much more special about that connection, about that physical connection, about holding a book rather than scrolling through a phone. And having a physical book on screen, just like I said, makes it so much more real than if I were to hold a phone and just scroll through the entire time in every single episode, making them all kind of the same thing rather than a little different, where I actually do hold the book of the night, right? The book of the episode in hand. And the thing is, I love to read the excerpts from an actual book. I love flipping through the pages. I even love how flipping the actual pages sounds. And I also know that there is a certain amount of finite text on that page, rather than continuously scrolling and always feeling like you're kind of in the same spot, rather than flipping through and knowing, okay, I'm actually making progress in this story, in this book. And also, actual books, physical books, allow for real highlighting and really writing in the margins and your notes and your thoughts on certain phrases. And that's something that, maybe you could do on a phone, but it just feels so much better taking that highlighter, holding it in your hand, and just going to work on an actual book's page. Finally, while having a digital library stored on a phone is definitely convenient and definitely something that we're all headed toward eventually, there is nothing like walking into a room and glancing over at a bookshelf and seeing all of those different titles just waiting to be picked up and read. And it is just special. Like, whenever you walk into a library, I'm sure if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. It's just one of those things, like, you see online different pictures of different libraries and different homes, and you just sit back and say, that's what I want for myself one day. That is my perfect home. A home with a library in it, and it just is one of those things where a digital phone may be convenient, but it will never replace, an actual room like that. So those are a few reasons why I always hold a book on screen. It's also sort of tradition at this point, it's just something that I prefer to do and that I will always do. And if I can't find a book of the story that I'm covering in it, then I will, make a custom copy of it if I'm able to, like I did with the Silent Hill 2 episode. So it's just one of those things where I prefer it. Everything is so much better with an actual book, and reading from an actual page just feels so much more intimate, and it feels right. It just feels so much more right. So with all of those things said, like this video if you felt something, comment with what you thought, and I will see you next Sunday at the Midnight Hour.